Alright, the word coincidence comes up yet again. Stumbled across this one. Now, we know the the Seattle false flag, as it has always been intended to be by the Zionist Masons, is always going to be a submarine with a submarine boom, right? Of course, a boomer submarine. Now, I'm just going to play a little bit of this because this is just too coincidental. It's freaky. This guy is a distiller of malt whiskies.
In this particular vintage, the story, there's a story. It was an accident, to be honest. This yellow submarine was found bobbing around out in the sea here by a fisherman, and he brought it ashore.
It's already there, right? Should have clicked already. So a yellow submarine. Yeah, a yellow submarine. A submarine bobbing around, just found by... Come on. Anyway, he describes it as a story later on. Anyway, look at the name. Mark Rainier. That's Mount Rainier, Seattle. Submarine, there it is, there's yellow submarine there. And Mark Rainier. Now it turns out, seems like his name really is Rainier, but it's so odd. So let's go into this a little bit further, right? Mount Rainier, it's a stratovolcano right outside Seattle. Here's the Ferris Bueller wheel, the Amun-Ra wheel, the Eye of Lucifer, Sun Disk of Ra, the Great Wheel of Seattle, target number 1. Here's the crown, target number 2. And let me see, the Rainier Tower, I think it's that one there. Yeah. The Rainier Tower, I've looked at that before because you recognize the design, don't you? Of course, the Japanese designer, sorry, I'm getting blanks here. The Japanese designer of the trade towers in New York also designed this Rainier Tower in Seattle. As you can see, it's the same, but it's just that he's given it a bit of a pedestal at the bottom here. All right, so that's, you see the top there. Now you'll recognize it, I think, there. See, it's right next to the Space Needle, the crown of Hiram Abiff, to be struck in the final strike to the west, Seattle, final part of 9/11. Submarine missile, boom. They'll say it's a nuke, but it won't be. Big boom, blackouts, maybe natural disasters. I don't think you can cause that thing to erupt, but you can cause earthquakes. You can pulse those out. And we're talking about San Andreas, we're talking about the offshore fault, the Juan de Fuca plate and the Pacific plate meeting just outside underneath the ocean. Tons of magma out there. So yeah, that's also another possibility, the man-made natural disasters. That's a bit of a, I don't know, two terms in one. But anyway, so he carries on talking about this yellow submarine story. So he's talking about a submarine. His name's Rainier. Sounds quite posh, bound to be a Mason. I can carry on playing this, but I don't think you really need to. That's all you really need to see. Submarine and Mount Rainier. Let's, and it just so happens, as I've shown you before, they've just come out with, Lego have just come out with a yellow submarine just now. Just submarines absolutely everywhere. Yeah, because that's what the Pacific Rim Black Operation, the Israeli Freemason operation is going to be a submarine operation. It's the old Trident base, the Kitsap Bangor base, sitting on Seattle. I mean, literally, it's just on the other side of the Puget Sound to Seattle. Let me see. Yeah, the Emerald City, Seattle. And of course, that's green. Emerald green, jade helm, jade green, and Parsons green. Yeah, Parsons green. That hoax. Yeah, you go anywhere near that, and they just immediately terminate your channel. Did that to a conscientious objector just recently. They completely wiped out my channel recently. Well, my remaining channel, of course, Schiller's List. So, yeah, very strange. Nice bit of predictive programming there. I mean, come on, Mount Rainier. And this tower being right next to this Space Needle, right in the middle of downtown Seattle. This tower designed by the same designer as the Twin Towers. You know, it's all part of the same operation, of course. The World Trade Towers, 9/11, 6/12, and then I'm thinking 10/13/17, 11/13/17, 12/13/17, All Hallows Eve, 10/13/17. Who knows? Who knows the exact date? But the 13th would fit the pattern. The Oceans 11, Oceans 12, Pacific Oceans 13. The end of the series. There's no Oceans 14 guaranteed. It's been confirmed. And like I say, the Ferris Bueller's Day Off starred 3 characters. Cameron was 9/11. He had 9 on his red and white communist Bolshevik top. And he had the towers just like this with the hit points, the Shea Lewis hit points. Yeah, the explosions here. And then Sloane, the girl, the second one, representing 6/12/16. Orlando Pulse hoax. And then Ferris himself. Here he is. Ferris Bueller right there. Representing, I think, the 13th. Simple, 9/11, 6/12, something 13, 11/12/13. So this Masonic city is completely set up and ready for it. And North Korea, the innocent North Korea, who don't have a Rothschild central bank yet, they will be attacked. Israel using all the countries they own, which is literally all the countries, to attack North Korea, put in a Rothschild bank in there, and then what? You'll have Iran and Cuba being the last 2, if Cuba hasn't already got one. And that's it. Complete world government. Israeli world government through the Order of Solomon, otherwise known as Freemasonry, the Knights of David. Complete monopoly. I tell you something, a monopoly is a terrible thing. It's a dictatorship. And this feudal world is about to get even more feudal. I do fear for the next generation and the generation after that. I think our parents and us, we've experienced a very brief blip of not prosperity. There's never been prosperity, but just a little blip of almost good times. And now, Zionist, Israeli Masons are dragging us back down. Right back down. Such a brief blip. Blink and you'll miss it. Hunger Games. Yeah, it's just entertainment, right?